My sister ruined my credit, so I ruined her entire life. It's been a long time since I made my first post, and things have only gotten more chaotic and depressing since I first found out my sister had completely destroyed my credit. I had been trying to move out on my own when I found out that my sister had maxed out a bunch of credit cards in my name and tanked my credit before I even had a chance to use it in my own life. A lot of people were completely correct and guessed that my parents had given her my social security number, and that's how she was able to open all of the credit cards without my permission. I still have no idea why they gave her my social security number. Part of me thinks that maybe they were all in on it together and that they shared the money that they got from the credit cards. I honestly didn't even care, and I didn't even view those people as my family, just criminals who tried to ruin my life for their own selfish reasons. That's why I didn't feel bad at all when I decided to serve my sister with court papers when she was only 18. I would have never been able to repay the debts and raise my own credit, so suing her was my only real option. My entire family begged me to drop the case and insisted that they didn't have the money for court fees or to pay me back, but again I really just didn't care. They had never cared about me, so I was just returning the favor. Things got really bad after the case started, and my parents would constantly contact me saying that my sister's mental health was declining the longer the case went on. This really didn't concern me or affect my feelings at all, since my sister had been the sole reason for my own mental health decline the entire time I had been living with my family. I only really started to feel bad for her when my parents started telling me that she had started doing drugs to cope with the stress of the case. As much as I hated my little sister, I would have never wanted her to be dealing with serious substance abuse issues. My parents said that she had gotten really into taking pills and just spent all of her time conked out on Xanax. My mom called me on the phone one day crying, saying that this was all my fault and that if I never took her to court then she would have never started doing drugs. This honestly was a really upsetting call, and I cried afterward too. Just hearing my mom blame me for my sister's problems made me regret everything that I had done, even if my sister was in the wrong. I thought I couldn't feel any worse until my dad called me a couple weeks later and said that my sister had overdosed and that they were with her in the hospital while she was recovering. They said that they had come home and found her unresponsive on the floor, covered in her own puke. They rushed her to the emergency room just in time to save her life. As soon as I heard this, I knew that I needed to visit her in the hospital. At the end of the day, she was my little sister, and it was breaking my heart to hear that she was going through this. But when I got to the hospital, my parents freaked out on me and told me to leave. They even went as far as to have hospital security escort me out. Now I'm sitting in my car outside the hospital because, at the end of the day, I just want to be close to my sister while she goes through this. Now I feel that I should have never done this to my family, and I wish I could just take it all back.